We always think we have time until we don't. In the grand, dust-laden Kothi, Abhimanyu and Yug found themselves enveloped in a cocoon of the past. The air was thick with stories untold, secrets unshared, and memories buried deep within the heart of the mansion. As the two friends navigated through the labyrinth of rooms, Yug's decision to leave the bustling city and embrace the tranquility of the Bengalamuda village hung in the air like an unsolved mystery. The Kothi, with its marble staircases and ancient decorations, stirred a sense of nostalgia within Abhimanyu. It was as if the mansion was a time capsule, preserving fragments of his childhood. The mystery deepened as Yug, typically a city dweller, revealed his decision to settle in the village. Abhimanyu, perplexed by this unexpected revelation, questioned Yug's motives. However, drained from the day's journey, Yug chose to defer his explanation until the morning. As dawn broke over the Kothi, Yug was nowhere to be found. A frantic search led Abhimanyu to a window where Yug was lost in thought, his gaze transfixed on the distant horizon. Upon being questioned, Yug shared tales of his father spending time by the same window, creating a poignant atmosphere. The past was unveiling itself, thread by thread, and Abhimanyu found himself immersed in the narrative. A sense of understanding washed over Abhimanyu as he grasped the depth of Yug's emotions. He advised his friend to embrace the future with new hope, even as they stood in a mansion echoing with the past. As the moon cast long shadows over the Kothi, the scene shifted to Yug and a local girl by the river, their conversation hinting at a deep affection between them. But as the saying goes, the stories of the past are not always as they seem. The mystery of the Yakshini, the allure of the Kothi, and the enigma of Yug's decision to move to the village, all intertwine to create a narrative that leaves us on the edge of our seats, eager for the unraveling of the story in the next chapter. Every window has a story to tell, a profound truth that was never more evident than when Abhimanyu found Yug, lost in thought, gazing out of an ancient dust-laden window in the old Kothi. The window, with its cracked glass and peeling paint, had seen better days, much like the tales of the past that Yug began to share. His voice, soft and filled with nostalgia, echoed through the silent hallways of the Kothi, bringing to life memories that had long been dormant. Yug spoke of his father, a man of great strength and wisdom, a man who had spent countless hours by this very window looking out onto the world, dreaming dreams and shaping destinies. As Yug spoke, his eyes gleamed with a mix of emotions, love, respect, and a tinge of sadness. The stories painted a vivid picture of a man who was more than just a father. He was a mentor, a guide, a beacon of light in the darkest of times. His teachings had shaped Yug into the man he was today, his wisdom giving him the courage to leave behind his life in bustling Bangalore and seek solace in the serene Bengalamuda village. Abhimanyu listened, his heart heavy with empathy. He could sense the profound impact these memories had on Yug. Each story, each memory was like a piece of a jigsaw puzzle, slowly revealing the man beneath the city's slicker exterior. As the sun set, casting long shadows across the Kothi, the duo sat in silence, lost in their thoughts. The past, with its joys and sorrows, its victories and defeats, had a way of influencing the present, shaping the future. In the hushed whispers of the wind, in the rustling leaves, in the distant hoot of the owl, they felt a connection to the past, a bond with those who had walked these halls before them. It was a powerful reminder that they were but a small part of a grand, ever-unfolding story. Memories, like the river, flow on. And as they flowed, they carried with them a piece of the past, a piece of Yug's father, and a piece of the mystery that was the Yakshini. In the realm of dreams, reality blurs. The world of sleep holds a peculiar charm where the lines between the real and the imagined fade. Yawning, Yug found himself in the clutches of such a dream, sharing an intense moment with a mysterious girl. Her eyes sparkling with life, yet carrying a melancholy that tugged at his heart. Her voice, a whisper in the wind, carried words he could not understand but felt deeply. The dream was vivid, almost too real to be merely a figment of his imagination. He could feel the warmth of the girl's touch, the softness of her voice, the intensity of her gaze. It was a moment that transcended the boundaries of the dream world, seeping into his waking reality. However, with the break of dawn, Yug found himself questioning the significance of this recurring vision. The dream was a puzzle, an enigma that was simultaneously haunting and captivating. It seemed to hold a deeper meaning, a cryptic message that he was yet to decipher. His thoughts began to oscillate, swinging like a pendulum between the dream, his past life in Bangalore, and the uncertainties of the present. The dream had stirred a whirlpool of emotions within him, emotions that were as turbulent as they were profound. The dream had become an integral part of his reality, a phantom presence that lingered in his thoughts throughout the day. It was as if the dream was a mirror, reflecting the depths of his subconscious, revealing truths that he had kept hidden even from himself. Caught in the vortex of his thoughts, Yug found himself at the crossroads of his life. On one hand was the dream, a realm where reality blurred and imagination took flight. On the other hand was the harsh reality of his life, filled with its own set of challenges and uncertainties. Navigating through this labyrinth of emotions, Yug realized that the dream was not just a mere fantasy. It was a reflection of his deepest desires, his fears, his hopes, and his aspirations. The dream was a bridge, connecting his past, present, and future, weaving them into a tapestry of thoughts and emotions that was uniquely his own. Dream or reality, who can tell? As Yug delved deeper into his thoughts, he realized that the dream was as real as his reality. It was a surreal journey, a voyage into the depths of his mind, exploring the uncharted territories of his inner self. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to tell the truth. As the dawn breaks, Yug, still lost in his thoughts, decides to share a piece of his life that he has been carrying around like a heavy weight. In the tranquility of their surroundings, Yug starts to unravel his past. He speaks of his life in Bangalore, the city of dreams, where he once worked in a corporate firm. The words he uses to describe his workplace paint a picture far from the glittering city lights and towering skyscrapers. Instead, he speaks of a facade, an illusion that concealed the harsh reality of corporate malpractices. Yug's voice trembles as he describes the day he lost his job. It was a day like any other, but it was the day his world came crashing down. He reveals how he was made a scapegoat, a casualty of the backstabbing corporate world, all because he dared to raise his voice against the unjust practices. The silence following his words is deafening. Abhimanyu listens, his expression a mask of shock and disbelief. He had been unaware of the gravity of Yug's circumstances, and the truth hits him hard. The realization of how much his friend has endured, how much he has lost, fills him with a profound sense of empathy. Yug talks about the insecurity, the fear that followed, of not knowing what lay ahead. He describes the sleepless nights, the constant worry, the struggle of picking up the pieces and starting anew. His words echo the harsh reality faced by many who are caught up in the corporate grind, a reality often sugar-coated and overlooked. As Yug's story unfolds, Abhimanyu can't help but admire his friend's resilience. Despite the odds, Yug chose to stand tall, to fight back, to start over in a place far removed from the chaos of city life. He chose to face the truth, no matter how harsh it was. Truth sometimes hurts, but lies are worse. Yug's words, filled with wisdom and strength, hang in the air as the scene ends, leaving a lasting impression of the harsh reality that is often hidden behind the corporate world's glittering facade. Dreams are not always what we expect them to be. As Abhimanyu and Yug sat in the eerie silence of the Kothi, Yug opened up about his future plans, painting a picture of an unconventional dream. He expressed his desire to open a map shop in the village, a revelation that took Abhimanyu by surprise. Yug's eyes sparkled with determination as he spoke about his dream, a dream that was far from the bustling city life of Bangalore, far from the corporate malpractices that had marred his professional journey. His dream was to sell maps, a concept so quaint and old-worldly it seemed almost surreal in the modern era of GPS and satellite navigation. Abhimanyu, taken aback by this unconventional choice, began to question Yug's decision. "A map shop? In this digital age?" he asked, his voice filled with curiosity and slight skepticism. Yug, unfazed by his friend's surprise, nodded with a calm assurance. He spoke about the charm of paper maps, the thrill of tracing a route with one's finger, the joy of discovering hidden paths and unexplored territories. His dream was not only about selling maps, but also about fostering a sense of adventure, of igniting the spark of exploration in the hearts of the villagers. He wanted to bring the world to the people of Bengala, one map at a time. Abhimanyu listened in silence, his initial shock slowly melting into admiration. He realized the courage it took to dream such a dream, to step away from the conventional path, to choose passion over security. He saw in Yug a resilience, a determination to carve his own path, to follow his heart, no matter how unconventional or challenging it might be. As the conversation came to an end, Yug was left with a sense of anticipation, of excitement for the journey that lay ahead. The Kothi, with its secrets and stories, seemed to echo this sentiment, its ancient walls whispering words of encouragement. Sometimes the path less traveled is the most rewarding. And as Abhimanyu reflected on Yug's dream, he couldn't help but agree.